I've driven that road 100 times, but tonight, something felt wrong. It was a cold, eerie wrong that crept into my bones, like the road itself was alive and waiting for something. My shift was almost over, just one more ride. A notification pinged, a late-night pickup, a lone passenger on a deserted street. I didn't know then that this would be the last time I ever drove that road at night. I pulled up to the curb where the app said the passenger was waiting. She stood there, barely illuminated by the dim streetlight, her figure shadowed but still. Her head was slightly down, face hidden beneath a dark hood. She didn't look like someone who should be out alone this late, not on this road. I lowered the window. "You here for a ride?" She nodded, then slipped into the back seat without a word. The door closed with a soft thud, quieter than I expected. I started the drive. The usual small talk felt wrong, like I shouldn't even try. After a few minutes, she finally spoke. Her voice was low, almost a whisper. "Have you heard about the disappearances on this road?" I glanced at her through the rearview mirror. Disappearances? People have been going missing. Drivers, passengers. Her eyes, visible now under the hood, were cold, distant. They never find the bodies, only the cars. The dark, winding road stretched endlessly ahead, the headlights barely cutting through the mist that seemed to thicken with every mile. My hands tightened on the wheel. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked, my voice betraying a hint of unease. "Because tonight, it might be your turn." My stomach twisted, and for the first time, I realized something was wrong with her reflection in the mirror. Her eyes, they didn't seem real, almost hollow, as though they belonged to someone long gone. We passed through a section of the road where the trees grew thicker, their branches arching over like skeletal arms. There were no other cars, no houses, just the suffocating, unnatural silence of the night. I had to shake the feeling off. It was just a story. A weird story, sure, but just a story. "So, where exactly are you going?" I asked. Her response was delayed, almost like she was trying to decide whether to answer. "Just drive. You'll know when we're there." Suddenly, I felt a chill in the car. The temperature seemed to drop several degrees. I glanced back at her again. Her form seemed darker now, almost blending with the shadows of the back seat. I turned my eyes back to the road, heart racing. This wasn't right. Finally, she spoke again, in that same hushed tone. "Stop here." I slammed on the brakes, the car jerking to a halt. We were in the middle of nowhere, no landmarks, no buildings, just trees and fog. The air felt thick, oppressive. "Are you sure this is where you want to be dropped off?" I asked. But when I turned around, the back seat was empty. The door had never opened, no sound of her leaving. She was just gone. I felt panic rise, my breathing quickened. I leaped out of the car, shining my phone's flashlight into the darkness, calling out, "Hello?" "Where did you go?" Nothing. Just the rustling of wind through the trees. As I stood there, something caught my eye. A piece of paper, an old flyer pinned to a nearby tree. "Missing," it read, with a photo of a woman. Her face was unmistakable. It was her. The passenger I had just picked up. Except the date. She had been missing for over a year. I scrambled back into the car, my mind racing. As I drove away, the road seemed to stretch longer, the mist closing in around me like a suffocating blanket. Then I saw them. Flashes of people on the side of the road, standing silently, their faces pale and hollow, watching me. I slammed on the brakes again, but when I looked closely, there was nothing there. It was like the road itself was alive with the souls of the missing. I researched the legend the next day. Drivers like me, people like her, they'd vanished on this road for years. The last thing they'd see were the ghostly watchers along the roadside, just as I had. I never took that route again, but I know it's not over. You see, sometimes late at night, I still get a request for a ride from that same road. And I wonder, will it be me who vanishes next?